You know who it is, it's your boy Hustler 88 and welcome to the channel. If you haven't seen my previous video for Microsoft Press Conference, my review, my thoughts and my impressions, I suggest for you to look that up. I suggest for you to go to my channel and watch the video, and you'll be blown away of my impressions and my thoughts. But as right now, I'm going to talk about is the Sony Press Conference. I already got Microsoft out of the way, and I was really surprised. I was really ecstatic of what Microsoft did during the conference, because I didn't know they was gonna blow it up like that. But with Sony, to be honest with you, it was kind of dull, but at the same time it was really dope to what they did as well. In terms of the presentations, in terms of games, it wasn't BSing at all. The only thing they showed was just games. That's it, nothing else. They probably showed a little bit of like the media stuff, which is already out right now, which is like the Windows for like if you got a Microsoft window, if you got Microsoft whatever like that, if you got a computer, you can pretty much go on your computer and just play music or your photos, or haven't used it yet, but it is what it is. I just wrote down some lists, if you can see, as you can see right now. You probably can't even see it. My words is kind of fancy, but it is what it is. I wrote down some notes, so no big deal. Sony, hands down, was a good conference. It wasn't like mind blowing until at the end. Like it was like the games that they showed was already like predicted. Like it was already predictable. Some of the games was already predictable, but Last Guardian, I didn't really know it was gonna come out. I thought it was gonna come out like later on, like probably like in Gamescom or whatever like that. I know Gamescom's supposed to come out like probably in July or something like that. But let's get on to the list. First thing they showed was, well, before the E3 conference, Sony. I looked at the PlayStation. I was on the PlayStation. I already downloaded it on my iPad. If you got an iPad, it's useful to download the video. They showed Mirror Edge Catalyst. Now, my first impressions towards that, I'm like, wow, like they really. I haven't like even played that game before. I haven't never even played Mirror Edge before. Never in my life. Never did it before. But this game right here, like, it got me to the point where it just got me interested. Like the graphics, the mechanics, it's like at all. Like I'm just so impressed towards it. There's nothing I can say about it, but I'm sorry, but I need to go, look it up a little bit more, do some research on it, make sure I be able to just investigate it before I buy the game, because I might be interested in it, but who knows. What else they showed? They showed Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. They didn't show it during the conference, but they showed it like the pre-conference. And I was really like, this is my top 5 anticipated games of 2015. I thought it was it's coming out this year, 2015. It's coming out September the 1st, and I'm really excited about it. But at the same time, I don't like the voice acting to the game. They should have kept David. I forgot his last name. They should have kept him, but unfortunately, he's not as Snake anymore. He's not portrayed as Snake. He doesn't play as Snake anymore. I mean, that's really sad. Konami just got fired. I mean, the whole nine. I mean, I don't know what the game is going to be like, but I hope this game is going to live up its hype, live up its expectations. This is like one of the top 5 games of 2015, and I'm definitely getting this game day one if I can. Right now they got into Tearaway Unfolded. Not really interested in that game, to be honest with you. It's like an animated game, but who knows, I might really have to look into it a little bit more, but I don't really get into those type of games like that. Then the opening, Sean Layden started the opening for PlayStation, the Sony conference. He pretty much talked about, how, the sales are, revenuing in terms of the performance, the capability, like how it's doing during the past couple of years, the whole nine. Then they talked about Last Guardian. They showed the gameplay of Last Guardian. I was blown away where I was like, wow, like, literally, like, it made me want to go out and look into it a little bit more. Although it wasn't mind-blowing, at the same time, like, the graphics, like, it was just on point for the PlayStation 4. I never even played Last Guardian before, so I don't know what it's like, but the game of itself is really, I like the mechanics. I like the AI is so smart. Like, I don't know the character's name, but he interacts with the other, pet that he has, and he just talk. They communicate to each other. Like, some games, when the game come out, the AI is not smart. Like, it don't like talk at all. It don't interact. With this game, is much more interactive. The environment is much more detailed. The reason why it's much more detailed is because the graphics, the effects, and it breaks. Like, the wooden wall breaks. I mean, everything breaks. When it breaks, you see the effects towards it. You can see the physiological aspects of the game. That's what I'm saying, but you get the point. Shuhei Yoshida, well, he presented the game, so he's the one that presented it. Sean Layden pretty much talked about, how PlayStation is now and how it was like 2 years ago, like when it first started. What else they showed? They showed Horizon. Wow, Horizon, like, I gotta really look into those games because Horizon, to me, it looks really interesting because, the graphics, they upgraded the graphics. It's a new IP. They didn't show a lot of IPs during the conference for Sony, but with Horizon, like, I was really blown away with Horizon because, the graphics, the mechanics, I mean, the whole nine. Like, you can see the physiological aspect of the game. I mean, you should look it up. But the game of itself is really dope. Square Inc. Now, with Square Inc., they pretty much talked about Hitman. Now, I played Hitman for the PlayStation 3, and I was really fascinated with the game. I love the gameplay. I love the mechanics. Although it was a low price, I mean, it was worth the money. It was worth the money, period. Well, it was $59 at first, but then it went down. But the game of itself is really dope. I like the mechanics. I like how, the character models, it was structured in the game. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, the coloration of the game, the character models. I mean, the graphics look so crazy with the game. But with this one, Hitman, I was really surprised they was going to make this game. I didn't really know they was going to make another Hitman game. But actually, it's going to come out for the next gen. Not like, well, the current gen. I mean, not the next gen, but the current gen. You know what I mean. But next gen, well, the current gen is coming out for the Xbox One, PC, and the PlayStation 4. It's not coming out for the 360 or the PlayStation 3. I'm just getting tired of, the next gen, like cross platforms, because, it's time to move on. It's time to move on to the next one. What else they showed? They showed Street Fighter. I knew they was going to show that. Street Fighter to me isn't exclusive for the PlayStation 4, and I was really appealed to the animation towards it. I feel like they did more into the environment. But Mortal Kombat X is like, the graphics is next gen. At a certain extent, it's next gen because, the environment, the background to it, you can see the effects towards it. You can see the weather effects. I mean, the list goes on. You interact with the environment. But with Street Fighter 5, I think that's what it is. And there's a beta coming out July the 3rd, I think. Well, no, July the 3rd of this year. The beta's coming out. And I don't know how I'm supposed to get the beta, but hopefully I get it. It's only coming out for the PlayStation 4. So, sorry, Microsoft fanboys. I mean, sorry. If you don't have a PlayStation 4, I mean, this is the reason why you should get a PlayStation 4, because you want to play this game, you want to experience for yourself, and if you're a Street Fighter fan, this is definitely for you. No Man's Sky, not really interested in the game. Really gotta look into it a little bit more. They showed the gameplay of it, but at the same time, I'm not really like into those games. It's animated, but at the same time, I'm not really into it. Molecule, not really interested in it. I'm not gonna really get into it, but it is what it is. Fire's Watch, made by Kembo Tempo. Now, Firewatch, I'm really interested in the game, although, you know, I'm not really too hype about it. Firewatch is really a good game. I like the graphics, I like the mechanics, I like the animation towards it. It's kind of like a animated cartoonish type of game, but I'm not going to get into the whole aspect of it because I don't know too much about it. Destiny, the Taken King. Now, I was really impressed with Destiny because, you know, Destiny, I got it for the PlayStation 4, although I haven't finished the game yet. But, you know, Destiny is a really good game, but the story was just out of balance. It's just, like, it was just going nowhere. It's like, the story was just confusion. It's like, they get you to the gameplay, but you have to grind. Like, with this game, you have to really grind. But, thank God that they made another, you know, Gears of War's DLC. But the DLC for Destiny was pretty much, they got the multiplayer, they got the Gears. It's more like the map is more bigger now. The co-op strike, I think, is more like mechanic in terms of the gameplay. It's more effective, it's more destructive, it's more damage towards the game. What else? Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now, I can't wait for this game to come out. I didn't really know they was gonna make I know they was gonna make another Assassin's Creed, but I didn't know they was gonna take it to a whole other level. I like the weaponry of the game. Now you can be able to choose different players for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. You can choose a female or you can choose a male. But normally, with all the Assassin's Creed games, it's like, it's just not like, it's just repetitive, like with the environment, the story, but at the same time with this game is more different. It's now sort of like Western type of game play. I mean, the list goes on. It's sort of like Western civilization, where it takes you back to like the Western times, are like from the Civil War that took place, but it's more different with this game. And I was really surprised with this game, but hopefully they'll step it up in terms of the gameplay. Ubisoft, they messed it up on Assassin's Creed Unity because it was so much glitches. But I played it on the Xbox One, it didn't have too many glitches. Thank God that I had it later. I didn't buy it like right away because, you know, people had so many issues day one with the game with so many glitches. The gameplay was so slow. Frame rate was just not on point. It was very low. What else they showed? They showed War of Final Fantasy. I'm not really interested in Final Fantasy, although it's an RPG. I like RPGs that's more action-packed. I don't want something that's depicted on what I need to do. But with this game, they really showed a snippet of it, but I have to really look into it a little bit more. But with Final Fantasy Remake, I was really blown away that it was gonna make a remake for it. It'll probably get me. It got my conscious, my subconscious want me to get this game just to try it out. Maybe I need to win it to get a feel of Final Fantasy, because I never even played Final Fantasy before. Because, you know, I don't really get into RPG games like that. I wasn't really like interested in those type of games. But hopefully, with Final Fantasy Remake, I hope they make it to the point where it's like it's just more appealing in terms of the action pack of it, because I like games that's more action packed instead of something that's boring. What else they showed? They showed Evolve. I mean, with the indie games, with Evolve, Devolver, that's what the name of it. Devolver pretty much is more like indie games. They showed a lot of indie games for PlayStation 4. I think it's supposed to come out like later this year. I'm really interested in those type of games. They had showed Mother Russia Breed. What else they showed? RITR, Ronin. No, those games I'm really interested in those games because it's more action packed. But as of right now, I gotta really look into it. It's probably coming out because it's only for the PlayStation Plus members. If you have a PlayStation Plus member, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you definitely gotta go cop those games. If you're an indie fan, I'm not really like big into indie games, but it got me to the point where it's like I play certain games that's more enticing, that's more appealing. If you ask me. Shenmue 3. I really gotta look into it. They didn't really show a gameplay of it, but the game of itself, I'm really interested in it. Not really too hype about the game, but they really need to show a little bit more gameplay of it. This to get me enticed of wanting to want to play it. Batman Arkham Knight. Wow, Batman Arkham Knight. It'll make you go out your seat right now. I want to go out right now. It's like no. But anyway, Batman Arkham Knight. Pretty much that game. I like the gameplay. The graphics on point. Seriously, it's very really on point. The coloration, like the graphics is so detailed. Like they made Batman more like structurable in terms of the mechanics. Now you get to drive his Batmobile. I mean that's sick right there. And it comes out June the 23rd, which is like next week, which is right at the corner. And I'm really appealed to the game. I'm not buying it right now, like day one. I really gotta look into it. I heard some really good reviews on Batman Arkham Knight, and they gave it a 9. Some GameSpot gave it a 9. No, IGN gave it a 9. GameSpot gave it a 7. There's different scores towards it, but at the same time, it's like you're gonna have some people that gonna disagree with this game. You're gonna have people that's criticizing the game, but at the end of the day, you gotta make your own mind up of how you gonna get the game. Are you a fan of it? Or are you not a fan of it? I mean, you have a choice. What else they showed? VR projects. Andrew House, he presented VR projects. Morpheus. And it's basically, those lenses that you put in your eyes, and you can really pretty much interact with the game in terms of hands-on experience. I'm not really into those type of things, but maybe one day I'll get into it. And I know it's gonna cost a lot of money. It's probably gonna cost about $700 at the most. PlayStation View without purchase. You pretty much I don't have a PlayStation. I haven't got into that yet, but you're gonna have to purchase any multi-channel. So that's a really good sign from Sony. I meant to say not Microsoft. I meant to say Sony. It's a really good sign for them. I give them a thumbs up for that. I haven't used that. I really need to get into it. Look it up. I haven't downloaded it yet, but who knows? Really gotta look into it. I don't know what type of channels they got, but maybe it'll get me to the point I want to watch it. But it is what it is. What else they showed? Black Ops 3. Now, with Black Ops 3, I thought they was going to show it at Microsoft. I thought Microsoft was going to show. I thought it was an exclusive for Microsoft, but apparently it was an exclusive for the PlayStation 4. Now, if you pre-order the game, you pretty much get beta access, and it starts in August. So if you pre-order the game, you pretty much play the multiplayer, and I'm really appealed to what they did with the gameplay in terms of the pacing of the game, in terms of the mechanics of the weapons. The weapons are more detailed now. Now, when before you get into the battlefield, you pretty much can customize your weapons. You customize your players. But with this game, I mean, the game is more advanced, and I really can't wait to get this game. People's gonna buy the game, even though the game is gonna be absolutely garbage. Like, really, they're gonna really buy it. Trust me. Until then, now this game, I really appeal to the game. I really appeal to the graphics, but at the same time, I'm not really too hype about the game. Really gotta look into it. Really like research it before I get this game, because I'm not. This game is not the top 5 anticipated games of 2015, but the game itself, it looks like it's a really good game in terms of the storytelling, in terms of the graphics. Graphics is on point, but this gameplay is much more important than the storytelling. Star Wars Infinity, not really into that because it's for everybody, but at the same time, it's not for, for certain people. This game is pretty much like for kids, if you got like children or whatever. This pretty much, they're gonna enjoy this game, but with the Star Wars Battlefront, like the graphics is on point. Like, real talk, the graphics was on point. Like, if you like Star Wars Battlefront, you're a Star Wars fan, you definitely gonna like this game. I like the shooting mechanics, I like the graphics with the character models, the effects. I mean, the list goes on. I really gotta look into it, do some research, do some investigation towards it. But last but not least, Uncharted 4, the exclusive, the big bang that everybody was talking about, the blockbuster of 2015. And it's gonna come out in 2016. 2016. But this game is gonna make me go out right now. It's gonna make me go out my seat right now. Watch this.
Boulevard, that's right off Manchester. Blood barbecue, tastes so good, make you wanna slap your mama, don't it, Willie?
Yeah, boy. Hey, mama.
What the hell you want with?
But this game, Uncharted 4, that game, real talk, hands down, is the best graphics, the environment. It's like, the game, like, it's just lava hot. Like, the game is so hot to the point where it's like, you gotta go out your seat. You gotta go out and get the PlayStation 4. If you don't have the PlayStation 4, you're a fool for yourself. You're an idiot. But now I'm joking. But if you don't have a PlayStation 4, this is definitely a game that you need to cop. Like, real talk. Like, seriously. But Uncharted 4, I like the graphics, man. The effects towards it, the physiological aspect of the game. Let's say if the truck, because I saw the gameplay, you can actually, because the truck was just running towards the wall, and you can actually see the effects of it. Like, you can actually see, like, objects being, like, broken, being damaged. I mean, you can even drive a truck now. With the previous Uncharted games, you can do that, but you didn't really see much detail, but it's a lot more freedom with the game. Like, you can actually drive, like, without, pointing to different angles to the game. But with this, like, you can pretty much drive in a different way that you want to do it. I mean, the list goes on, but yeah, just tell me what you think about this video. Leave your thoughts, comments, like, subscribe if you can. I know this is a long video, but it is what it is. Share it to your friends, share it to your family, and I'm out.